Hello, good morning, and happy Tuesday. I'm looking forward to continue our recording on user management, creating a user, I believe, which we got close to. And then this morning when I went to start the server, we got this fun error. So apparently I did not activate one of the run times. So that's fun. I'm guessing we're gonna have to do that first thing before we start with anything else. Sylvie, hi. You want to come here? Think. Let's see. Do I have any? I have toys over there. Hold on. Let me. I'm gonna go through a toy for Zilby, our stream cat. Never mind. Zilby wants to be held. So we're starting off with a holding cat session today. I think it's because the furnace is still on. Um, it turns off at 7 o'clock, but it was right up until then, and takes a little bit of time for the fans to spin down. And down here, they're a little bit loud. Oh, and there's the purrs, which I don't think you can hear. I don't think my microphone's quite sensitive enough, and he's kind of scared of the microphone too. And for some reason, he doesn't like it when I sit down. He's like the opposite of a lab cat. If you sit down while holding him, he jumps out of your arms immediately. So this is I guess our stream today for as long as Zilby wants it to be. He's looking comfortable. So how are you all doing? Are you done? Just want to change positions? Okay, let me try sitting down. And there he goes. I do have a camera. I haven't used it in a while for a Zilby cam because usually, as soon as he's done, yep, he's out of the room. All right. Well, we was a fun interlude. Let's continue on with the coding here. So I think what we have to do, Sylvie, I just what? What? Oh, he wants play. That's what he wants. I don't have the big our big interactive toy down here. I do have a sort of electronic toy. Maybe I can go get it and distract with it him with it. Um Although if I go upstairs, he won't want to come back down again. So it'll be fine. Maybe I'll bring it down before tomorrow morning or Thursday morning. Okay, so what are we doing? What are we working on? We're gonna have to enable one of these features, and then if I remember correctly, we got to see we have database and create user. Yeah, we're unable to save with the database. Okay, we got the active connection. We did that. We installed. Oh, is this? Wait, this might be. Yeah, okay, this runtime is for. This runtime is for oh, what is it called? CORM. Do we have CORM installed? We do. Oh, okay. So I put a runtime Tokyo. I think that was maybe the wrong runtime. I need probably this one or this one. I think we're gonna have to go find it. So that'll be the first part. Let me open up the browser in preparation. Also, Rust Analyzer, you're not okay. Okay. I think it's time to start the recording up to continue with our tests on sign up. Right, create user. Okay. And here we go. All right, I'm back. It's the next day, and we're gonna continue working on sign up. Although right before I hit record, I tried to start the server, and we got this error. So in CORM, I had said that I wanted to use the runtime Tokyo, but it looks like I'm missing what, like that's not the right runtime to use. So I'm thinking it's either going to be runtime Tokyo native TLS or runtime Tokyo Rust LS. And I'm not sure exactly which one. I don't remember for sure. Although, you know what we can do? Uh, we can go take a look at what we used in the previous one. So I'm gonna go to project solution. Okay, let's just that. These are lessons data cargo.toml. So BAT is a Rust build sort of cat replacement tool that gives us this. It's really nice. Okay, CORM. I want runtime Tokyo Rust LS. I don't need the runtime Tokyo here that I have. So I'm gonna just replace you with you. Hit save. And I should be able to run you again. All right, recompile. Then I'm guessing this is gonna work. Sort of. Multiple default found. Expected semicolon found to do. Okay, so in create user line 10. So project solution, create user line 10. We're not finished with this. Okay. So expected a semicolon here. So we hit save. I believe that save returns a future. Yeah, so a pin box future. So we await. Now, I think this gives us the user back again. So let user equals. That also sort of let us see what we're getting. Okay, so we have this result. I think I'm going to want a good error message, but I'm not exactly sure what we're going to want uh, in the test because it's been too long since I've made those. So I'm going to go ahead and create a utilities. Let's just create a utilities here. We'll mod that. Oh, I forgot to add in the mod.rs. Okay, there we go. And I want for this, I want to add in I guess there's going to be an error. And I think we're going to use this error for that. I can't remember if it what did we do for that? I'm going to go remind me. I'm just going to bring in that entire folder. Let's bring in lessons data. So we have their source, utils, our app error. It's just a struct app error that then implements into response. So yeah, okay. That's all we really need then. So project solution, this utilities, app error. Okay, so we have a pub struct. This is going to be an app error. I do want a code, which is going to be a probably just a status code. I want a message, which is going to be a string. To impl app error. Okay, so we can have a code, which is that status code. We can have the message. Now, so I think what I did last time was something like anything that impulls toString. I think I'm okay with that still. So we'll do anything that impl into toString. And we're going to return itself. Okay, so code is just that. Message is going to be message.into. Trait objects must include the dyn keyword. Okay. So you don't know what that is. Okay, so impl into. I didn't do toString, did I? I did something else. I did into. Oh, was it just into string? Something that implements into for a string. So therefore, stir would work out just fine too, because that could do an into. Okay. Or maybe it was impl to string. I don't remember anymore. But this works. So I can do an into for that. Then that gives me there. Okay, so we want to impl. I think there's a response. I think it's just a response for app error. Ooh, no, because you don't know what that is. That's the wrong trait. Impl. Let's not cheat too much. Let's go look it up. So if I go to crates, Axum, go to our documentation, and I want responses. I want a custom. Okay, so error handling. Oh, into response. That's what I want. Into response. Okay. So into response for app error. There we go. Now, okay, so we run this into response and we have to return a tuple. And I believe the tuple is always going to be a status code first and then whatever I want out of it, which could be a an object, which I think is going to be fine. I think they showed, yeah, it's going to be something like, where do they have that? They have, oh yeah, here, status code string. Okay, so we want the status code. Well, that's going to be easy enough. So, and then it's okay. So we're going to return you. We do want to do into response like that. Our first one's going to be self.code. And our second one, I want to be a JSON and then have the message here like that. I could also just return this entire struct. So we just have the code as part of this. Which would be interesting, but I don't know how helpful that really is. I think having maybe not message, maybe error would be correct. Okay. I'm changing my mind. I kind of like the idea of having this be message here, but then we're going to create another struct. So I want a private struct. This is going to be the error response. You're going to have, I could put the code in here, but we're going to have the error message. That's going to be a string. We're going to derive, it's just serialize and deserialize. Might as well. Then you become a JSON error response. And the error message is self.message, and we'll have to clone you. Okay. So I should be able to use this app error now inside of create user. So I want to not return just a JSON response user. I want to return a result. With an app error inside of it. Okay, so we wait. I want to map the error. In the case that we do have an error back, I don't know if I necessarily want to send that back to the front end, but I do want to log it. So we're going to take this error. I'm going to multi-line it. So I'm going to do probably a debug log. We're going to do a format. I don't remember if I could do that with an error. I think I can. I think I'm able to just do error dot message. I don't remember if it has one. And then here, okay, we want to return the new error. So app error. Oh, app error new. Status code. Okay, so this can be status code internal server error, most likely. And then my message. So this is going to be something went wrong. Please try again. Okay, and that gives me the active model. So then, oh, right, the database. Oh, I totally forgot. We need to connect to the database. We have CORM set up, multiple applicable items in scope, multiple default found. Oh, okay, so I can't do default like this. We'll just do like that. Okay, so I need the database, which means I need state. So let's maybe here in the main library we can connect to the database. We need the URL. Oh, which means okay. So if we're gonna connect to the URL, so let's do database connection equals, and really I guess we could just call this DB. This is going to be database connection. What do we have here? Do we have a new? I have disconnected. There's not a default. I feel like oh, I need to go look up how to do the database connection now. But before I even do that, I need to get the database URL, which I do have access to in this .env here. So I need to get this into my code base. I'm going to use a crate called .envy, which is a new version of the .env crate. So let's bring that in. Okay, so cargo add .envy. I don't think I need either of those two features. Okay, so I use that. Let's also see, we want to. Okay, we want to do this .env okay at the beginning of main. So in project solution, here's our main .envy like that. Okay. I think that's it. Now I have access to environment variables, and I can use those. The .env macro provided by .env macro crate can be used. Okay, so we need that crate as well. No features. And so now I can just use .env macro. Okay. So let's see. Now in here, so in run, okay, so we can get that database URL. I want a .env. I want to use this as the variable name. And you don't give me anything back? Oh, warning, there's an outstanding issue with Rust Analyzer related to the .env macro. Okay. So if we take a look at that, it doesn't know that it exists. But I think what I can do is I can just tell it it's going to be a string because I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it is. Yeah, so I'm just going to tell it, hey, this is a string. Trust me. So if I have that as a string, I want to then add this into run. So we're going to have a database URL, which is a string. We'll take ownership of it. That's fine. And we will pass you in here. Okay, once we have the database URL, I need to connect to CRM using that database URL. I also need an app state. So I'm going to I think I might put that into utilities here. Just that I don't, yeah, just so I'm not like necessarily creating that elsewhere. We only have one state, which I think is going to be fine. So we're going to do a state. I mean, utilities may be the wrong word for this. Mod state. Okay, so we have a pub struct state. I don't remember what it needs to implement right now. But let's see. We know we're gonna have a database connection, so I'm just gonna call this pub db is an database connection. I know I need to implement. Okay, so I need to derive. There is a from. There's some kind of ref thing that I can derive. Let's go take a look at Axum again and look up state. So there's the extract with states. Okay, so here's our state. Oh, right, it needs to derive clone. So you need clone. And then there's also there's a derive macro that we can use to get each individual arm of the it's not really arm. What is it? It's field. Out of there. That's not it. See, do we have state in here? Sharing state. I remember originally reading about this using just their migration guide or just the sort of like the versions of like what changed. Not necessarily seeing that here. I think it was like something like from ref or something like that. I don't remember. It doesn't matter too much, and it doesn't bother me too much to like not be able to go directly into the state and just like grabbing the entire state and getting things out of it because it kind of is what's happening behind the scenes anyways. So, uh, do on this. Okay, sure. Is there anything else using a state extractor? Exiting state. Okay, so there's our app state. We just implement clone. Do you have any other? Not seeing anything else. Trade, not seeing the trades. There's the maybe derive macros, but I'm not seeing those in here. Okay. Well, I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm just going to move forward. Okay. So we're going to have our database connection. We're going to create our app state with that. That's going to be fine. Okay, back to library. I need to remember how to create the database connection next. that is C or M, Rust. Let's go, okay, here. Getting started, I need the creating the connection pool. So we chose a runtimes, that's great. Connection pool. Aha, we're going to do this database connect. That's what it is. Okay. So database, what is it? Yeah, use the database interface. Okay, so database, there it is. Connect. This needs the database URL. This gives me a result. So I probably want to handle this error. So let's do a if let okay, we have the db equals to you. I could also do a match on this. That might make more sense. Let's do a match. You match you. Okay, so if you're okay, we're going to get the db out, and I'm going to return the db. If it's an error, we're going to get whatever this error is out, and I want to log this out. So now that debug that I did before, I don't know if I like that as much. I actually think I want to change that to an ePrint line. So an ePrint line will print out the standard error, which is different than standard in or standard out. So therefore, it will we could then redirect that into a log file or something else if we really want to. So you should probably have like error connecting to the database. Put in maybe like a debug of the error and the error. Also, I want to panic at this point. Let's multi-line this. And we're going to just panic. So that way, this is the only thing that we get out. Mismatch types. Okay, so yeah, semicolon that. Okay, so mismatch types expected future. Oh, we need to await you, don't we? That's why I was having a little bit of trouble. There we go. Now I have my database connection, which means I can create my app state here. So let's do app state db is just that. And then I want to pass this into create router. So we're going to do app state into here. Okay, now going to create router, you're going to take in an app state, which is an app state. And we're going to, just for everything here, do a with state app state. Okay, that's fine. Back to create user. You're looking for this. Okay, yeah. So I don't want to do this debug anymore, and also there's no field message, so makes sense. I think we have to do the debug bit. So we're gonna do an ePrint line. So this is error. So a nice little custom error message to like let me know exactly where it happens each time would be nice. We're gonna do an error. This is creating user. So creating user. Error. Then we're going to return that app error. That's fine. Okay, we need this database. So we have the JSON. So before that, I need a state. The state, let's pull it in. State is going to be state with that's going to take in an app state because I did not put in that thing. Maybe you know what it is. These are all app states without, just with normal clone. Oh, from ref, I think. Yeah, I thought it was from. Okay, I thought I had that. Did I? Is there a feature that I'm missing? From ref, method with handler, substates. Yeah, for convenience, from ref can also be derived using derive from ref. Okay, so I thought so. Let's go back into here and let's put in from ref import. Oh, cannot find the derived macro from ref, so it's not that one. Oh, is this behind a feature flag? This might be behind a feature flag. Okay, feature from ref. Okay, derive. Aha, available on create feature macros only. Okay, so this is on Axum macros. So I want to add in cargo add Axum f macros. There we go. Then this from ref should work. Once we give Rest Analyzer a little bit of a ability, then import you. There we go. Now we got it. So now I can have this database connection as part of this. Database connection, and you are DB, and you want to be a reference to the DB. Okay, that's good there. Semicolon U. Okay, happy there. Main is upset. Mismatch types, expected struct string, found a stir. Okay, so it's a. Do you know what this is now? We can do two owned here. Okay, everything. Okay, we're back to working again. Okay, so that was a lot of code to get ourselves back to working state. I've now created the user. We are assuming that we're getting all the stuff back, but we're going to get an error in a case that it can't extract like the exact users that we want. That's fine. Okay, so we set the username and we set the password. We create the new user, and then I want to return with this full user minus the password, I believe. So I want my response user right here just has this ID, which that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so create user. I want to do I think we have an OK response user. There we go. So we're going to return an OK. JSON response user. ID is going to be user.id. Oh, right. Oh, user ID dot. Can I get. So as ref gives me a reference to that. I can do. Take is not what I want, I believe. To owned, maybe as ref and then clone it or dereference it. That seems wrong. Into value. I don't. Was there like a get? No. Uh, I could if I clone you. What do I get? Oh, I don't think it's the right thing. Yeah, I cloned the active value itself. I didn't get that other thing. Okay. So I want into gives me the value. Oh, and then there's into value. Can I do into? Oh, the trait bound I32 from active value doesn't exist. Okay, not terribly surprising. So I need let's go take a look at CORM again. So I want to extract out the data out of a model. So we have our model to where's model information? Structure. So generate entity, basic CRUD, relations. These are all query stuff. I want search model. The derived model, implement model trait for model, which provides setters and getters for all attribute and model. It implements from to convert. Okay, so I want a model trait. Any model drive column. Where's my getters? I mentioned that. And I remember I did this in the course itself, but that was a while ago now, so I forgot exactly what I did. Drive entity, ident static, drive column. Maybe getters. Get a model. Get back fresh model. Want a. Okay, so active model, entity model. Oh, these are all internal design. Basic CRUD. Maybe that. I want to get the thing out of here. Oh, model.name cheesecake to owned. So that model, hey, so if I have a model, I can just do model.name. I thought I did that to get the ID out. What am I doing wrong with this? We do user. Oh, it's a active model. That's why. So I don't want an active model. I just want a model. That's what it is. Convert an active model back to a model. Using try into model method, you can convert active model back to model. Okay, so we have you. I map error. Okay, so then right into here to something into a model. So try, okay, into active model, try into model. So I do that. That's another result. So we'll do another map error. So we have our error. We'll do another ePrint line. And we'll say error converting back into model. I guess this is user. Okay. I wonder if it implements display. Can I just do this? And then we're going to return an app error. New. Status code. Internal server error. And this is just internal error creating user. Return that and question mark u. Okay, that gives us a model, and now we can do this user ID there. Okay, great. So all of this work just to see whether or not this one part of the test passes. So if we go back to here and we try to rerun this, you aren't working. So are you working now? Cargo watch. Okay, so are you running? No errors. Let's hit this with a to do API, hello world, new request. Oh, 200 okay. Okay. Connection refused, port 3000. Why are you upset? This is going to port 3000. Do I already have something running on port 3000 for some reason? This should be working. I don't have anything else running here. I don't have another terminal up. I just rebooted my computer. Okay, so if I turn you off, this fails. Okay. That makes sense. Now, if I do let's replicate this. Let's duplicate and we'll make this a rename. Okay, so you're going to be like a create user. So if we do a post to 3000 / API v1 users, I want in the body, we want JSON username. So let's say I want, I don't know, just some random text. Password is, sure, that's perfect, right? Oh yeah, we get this back. Okay. So you are upset. Connection refused, port 3000. What am I missing here? So we have the .env. So if I take a look at this .env here, so API port is 3000. We're going to localhost. That should be fine. That's our database connection here. And I believe my Docker compose. Yeah, database is up and running using that port too. Okay. It should be everything the same. Yeah, so just an immediate connection refused. I am not getting this thing. Okay, so I'm gonna put a cut in here and try to debug and figure out what's going on. All right, well this sucks. Let me rename that. Let's figure out what's going on with this this connection refused. So this is what? This is create user part 2. Okay, so connection refused to port 3000, which is my server, which is running. Did I somehow like accidentally change some code in the tests? Let's see. So here's our backend tests. It doesn't show anything new here. Okay, so we have our .env. We have our API port. Okay, so our base URL is process env API URI. So if we take a look at this again. So API URI. So HTTP / localhost. Okay, so let's do this the same thing with Thunder Client here. So that. Then we're gonna have colon API port, which is process.env.API port. So that's 3000. Okay. So port 3000 slash API slash v1. Okay. I'm going to get in 404 not found, but that's a far cry from not allowed. So if I do back to users again, something went wrong. Okay, so that's fine. We're just saying, okay, error creating user and duplicate key. Okay. Why are you not running? Okay, test. Let's try removing the export. I mean, I can't imagine that's gonna be a problem because it was working yesterday. Let's say it's like somehow put like extra characters in here somehow. Okay, so if I do that, yeah, okay, so no change there. My package.json here does a source to .env. I wonder if I don't want to do that. I wonder if I just want to do that. So npm test. Still connection refused. Let's end these tests. Let's try console logging the base URL. Okay, HTTP localhost port 3000 API v1. Okay, so that's all working just fine. So we have this connection refused to port 3000. Are you trying to connect to our server or the database with port 3000? I guess the next question, if I turn off the server and I rerun the test, do I get a different error message? Exactly the same error message. So it's almost like it can't connect to this. All right, next up, I'm going to do my favorite type of debugging with this type of like, especially these type of scripts. I'm just going to put markers in and we're going to go down. So we know we can get at least to this line, right? So, which means we can get this. Do we get a database connection? Maybe the DB configuration thing is not working. So let's try this. Okay, no, that works. So it didn't crash here. Okay, so we create a user like that. Test, we're doing our sign up. Okay, so I'm doing this Axios post. I don't have a catch on this because if it throws an error, that obviously causes the test to pass. My guess is we are not getting to this one here. Yeah, okay, so that failed. Let's put a try catch in here really quickly. Just so I can see what this error is. Actually, I can put this at the bottom of all of these. Okay, this is console.error error from Axios error. All right, what are you? Okay, so we just got this connection refused, and then the test passed. Oh, because it went to here and then didn't do any of the test things. So we're just getting this connection refused. Now, I find it interesting that the address is this colon colon one, and I wonder if that has anything to do with it. So what's going on with you? Why are you doing address to colon colon one? And that makes me wonder, do I need not cargo to toml? Do I need in my project solution? So we're binding to 127.0.0.1, which is localhost, and that should work. Our database connection. I wonder also if our database connection is for some reason not happening or like causing weirdness here or like not releasing. Okay, so what if I first switch you to zeros? Let's start this. Let's start it this way. So zeros port 3000. Okay, so if I do that, first of all, you need to be back up and running. Okay, so you are. Test. Yeah, so we still have this error here. Connection refused. Port 3000. Is there anything else in here? URL HTTP localhost 3000 API v1 users. Okay. And that's the data we sent. That's all fine. Yeah, I know. That's looking pretty suspect, isn't it? Future Highway. Like, why are we getting that colon colon one? Did something update between yesterday and today that I wasn't paying attention to? I'm on Node version 18, which I was yesterday too. So that shouldn't be a problem. Let's take a look. Axios npm. Is there anything about IPv6? So if I search for IP, maybe like v6, 6. No, so nothing. Nothing really there. I wonder if I need to use like npm 16 for some reason. But yeah, that's such an interesting problem. I suppose also here, let me try if I open up just another terminal, I cd into there. Oh, you found this on node 17. Okay, let's take a look at that. Okay. Localhost favors IPv6 and Node version 17. Used to favor IPv4. This is just in Node itself. Aha. Okay, that looks right. Why did it work yesterday? Okay, so lots of referenced methods, but how do I get it? Let's see. Just trying one fix to do this: import DNS from node DNS. DNS set default result order IPv first. That's certainly an option. And that's the only suggestion that we have here. Okay, got it. We are not in a TypeScript import export. So this is no DNS and then set default result order. So let's try this. Let's try this. Okay, so in our tests, so let's pull in const DNS equals require. Is this like node DNS? And then I want to do DNS dot set default result order IPv4 first. Okay, a very different error now. Hey, now expected path data. Okay. Oh man. Oh man. Okay. That sucks. Okay, so if I turn or let's to remove this catch and to remove the try. Oh, I don't have like a beautifier on this. Okay. Expected path data, resolved path nothing, receive value ID 23. Oh, right, because I was supposed to put it inside of a data thing. I think I did the wrong one. But oh geez. Okay, so I can remove you. Let's also remove this DNS require no DNS and then result order first. And we should have the exact same problem again. There we go. Okay, so continuing on. Thank you, Future Highway, for that. That is a weird error, and I've not run into that before. So I'm kind of surprised that it was working yesterday, I wonder if it's like sort of like a random order that you get. And today we're getting IPv6 and not IPv4, which is fun. Also, just out of curiosity, before I start the recording, I'm kind of curious if I in here don't do localhost, but if I do 127.0.0.1 like that, would you work? Yes. Okay. It's literally the local DNS lookup is happening in a potentially different order. Okay, got it. All right. Ooh, all right. This is a fun one. All right. That's I have 10 minutes. We'll fix this and continue working and for 10 more minutes and then I'll have to put another cut in. So, here we go. Okay, I figured it out. This is wild. So thank you, Future Highway on Twitch for helping out with this. We What's happening here, and the key to sort of see what's happening is this ::1. This is an indication that it's looking up an IPv6 address, which of course our server's running on IPv4, localhost. So, what's going on is for some reason when we're searching localhost, we're getting back the IPv6 version of localhost, not the IPv4 version. So, there's a couple ways for us to fix this. First of all, we could just switch our API URI in the .env to 127.0.0.1 and go on with that. But if you want a sort of more interesting approach to this, in our API tests, we can pull in DNS from node. So we're going to do const DNS equals require node DNS. And then I want to run DNS, set the default result order to be IPv4 first. So if I just hit save on that one, we come back and we rerun our tests. Now we get the proper errors, which is saying, hey, we totally forgot to put in the data in our path. So that was a fun sort of segue for to sort of take us off. And these type of things happen all the time. But I'm glad we've moved through that and working. Apparently, if you're using Node version 16 and before, you're fine. Okay, so we are missing this data field here. So to continuing on, I've got like 10 minutes before I need to pack up again. So let's see. We are in project solution, routes, users. Okay, so we do have this response data user, which this data and the response user, I believe that in create user, I'm just doing a response user. I want a response data user. So this response user is going to be fine. I want a response data user. Data is going to be that, and then close you off. Okay, and then you should be fine. Let's head back to the tests again. Run you. And okay, so perfect. It found the ID, it looks like. So it tested that the ID is indeed a number. It is next up. It expected to find the username back again. So now I'm sort of in this TDD format. This pattern I call, or somebody else told me, and I've sort of taken it. It's the hostile developer, which is I'm only doing the bare minimum to pass the tests, which I think is fine. So here, response user, we need a username. So username, you're going to be a string, which means in the create user, we want, so we have ID. I want the username as well. and you're going to be user dot username. Okay, so that's that. Let's rerun our tests. Okay, so I found the username. It's expecting a token now. Okay, so we have to create a token for our user. So this is essentially a JOT token, and uh, then we want that to be stored into the database. Well, specifically want it to be returned with the user. So I think we're using JSON web token. Let's go take a look at that. JSON web token. All right, let's just go to crates. JSON web token, I think, is what we were using. It is, yeah, it's still being updated quite often. So, yeah, I remember this now. This is what we were using. So we will pull this in. Cargo add you. Don't need any of the features for that. So creating a token. I'm going to want to create a new token on user on login and on create user. So across like both things. So probably want under users, maybe like a new function here, or actually what? This is utilities too. So this is going to be maybe like token, maybe jot. And jot, we're going to want a create token. So pub function create token. I don't necessarily know if I want to pass anything in here, and I do want to return a string of what that token is. I probably want this to be a result with a string if it's successful and an app error if it's not, because then I can just do question marks throughout my code. Okay, so throw a to do in here. All right, so JSON web token. So let's go and remind myself how to use this. Right, we're gonna have any claims that we're gonna put in, right, with this information inside of it. So we need a claims. So pub. I don't actually know if this needs to be public. So we're gonna have a struct claims. You're gonna have to implement serialize and deserialize. Okay, and okay, so audience is optional, so I don't need that. Expiration. So this is absolutely required. So we need exp. Exp is going to be a usize, which defaults to true invalidation, expiration time as in a UTC timestamp. So I think we were using chrono, and that's a crate that I've used before. Let's go take a look at that. Chrono. Date and time library. So let's pull this in. I believe this is the right one, right? It's not very long ago and is being used quite often. Okay, so cargo add chrono. Let's see. Now I could do Serde for pulling things directly into chrono, but I don't know if that's absolutely necessary at this time. I think we're good for this. And there's no like UTC stuff in here. So okay, so I want like a now. Oh, this is gonna be a this is like a U32, isn't it? A usize. That's what it is. Okay. So usize. What else? In claims. IAT issued at. That's optional. So let's just do optional for everything else. We only need this exp. So it expires in. So I want just that. We have claims. Okay, so not being used. That's fine. So if I do let now equals okay, let's search through chrono. So we have chrono UTC now. And then I want to turn this into a date time. So if I do now dot timestamp, that gives me a I64 and as a usize. That gives me, okay, that gives me exactly what I want. And so I can now create my claims equals claims. And your exp is now. Except I want this to be another time. So I am running out of time right now, so I do have to put in a cut, but it'll be the same video. So I'll see you in a couple seconds where we're going to add in time. So I'm going to remind myself because for me it's going to be in 2 days. So this is add at least an hour for this timestamp. So we'll need to create a duration and add it to this. Okay, well, that will be next time I'm doing this. So I'll put in a cut in here and see you in a second. Okay, and there's that. My alarm is going off, so it's time for me to get ready for my day job and my work. So let's see. Plenty of errors in here to sort of work with. That's always fun. I don't have any unsaved documents. So let's go ahead and cargo add you. Don't have any changes in there either. Okay, so this is what is this? This is, I guess, still work in progress. Creating a user. Okay, and we'll push you up. All right, as I mentioned in sort of the video, I'll be back in 2 days. On Wednesdays, I go into my office, which means I don't have time to stream in the morning. So instead, I'll be back on Thursday morning where we're going to continue working on this. We'll create the user, hopefully finish creating the user, and get going with that. So with that, thank you very much. Have a great rest of your days, and I'll see you next time. Bye.